Hey everybody, welcome to Sam's Doing Stuff. What am I doing today? Well, I think the folks at Kemimoto noticed my beautiful tan and thought, this guy needs some sun protection. That's right, Kemimoto. If you go visit their website, my goodness, do they have a lot of products. Just a myriad of things for this application and many, many others. Also, all of their prices are listed right there on their website. I think that's really nice. So here, let's open this box. I have a little bit of a concern right off the bat. Now, anything can happen during shipping, but this was in two separate boxes, got an outer box and then an inner box, and when I opened it, I noticed that there was a nut just kind of floating around inside this outer box, and this box here, I don't know if you can see, it's ripped. Oh, there's another, yeah, the hardware's kind of floating around, so we're gonna get this unboxed and lay it out and make sure everything's there. Okay, managed to get everything unpackaged. This, I noticed right off the bat, has a very nice powder coating on it. All of the metal bits here are really, really nice construction, and I don't see any issues with it as far as, it was all bubble wrapped and this was very nicely packaged. The only issue was this package of hardware had a rip in it, and so these are the pieces that I found out floating around in the box, and we'll find out as we go here if I have all of that. But oh, and then this is the canvas cover that goes over it. This canvas is supposed to be UV protectant, and it'll help protect you in some rainy conditions too. So if you're out mowing or working in the fields and it starts to rain, it'll keep your head dry for a little while. Okay, I went through, I counted everything, and I have all the parts that I need. So let's get started putting it together. First step is going to be to put this bracket assembly together. So we've got two sides, slide in. Well, it shows those go from the outside, okay. The next step is to slide the sunshade over the bracket that you just assembled. I'm going to lay the sunshade out with the bottom of the sunshade facing up. I'm going to do this kind of upside down. These little straps here go toward the U-shaped part. So, probably would be easier with two people. Maybe I'll put this on the floor. See how I'm doing there? I'll get it started like that. Okay, now that I got both sides started, I'm just going to hold it and I'm going to pull them both down, try and keep it even. All right, now I'm going to lay it up here and finish it off. Grab here and pull. Oh yeah, boy, that's tight. Well, it's good, strong material, that's for sure. All right, we're getting there, almost. So on this end, got a couple of Velcro straps that just go over the end. I suppose that just keeps the end from protruding. Get it lined up good. And then we'll put that one over it too. And finally on the back side here, you got some Velcro straps. Looks like these go, yeah, there's a rubbery side to it. It looks like that goes over and then through the loop here and pull it tight and secure the Velcro. I'm going to do all three of these first, 4 of them. There's 4 of them. So the rubber side goes over it, and then pull it tight. Okay, for this step, we're going to be around the back of the machine. This is the back side of the ROPS because the two brackets that they provide go left and right from the back of the ROPS. They're labeled R, L, and they've got their little logo etched in there too. But those need to go just like you see them here on the back of the ROPS. So I'm going to start, I'm just going to take this U-bolt, I'm going to set it over the ROPS like that. Feed it through the outer two holes, and then take these lock nuts, and I'm going to just finger tighten them on the outside there. Oh, let's try and keep it up top. And I'm going to repeat those steps with all the U-bolts, so I just have all this finger tight so it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, I'm going to run all of these in, but I'm not going to tighten them all the way down. They provide you with a tool to tighten these, but I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use this. This is a 17 millimeter, by the way, and I'm using a deep socket because these bolts are pretty long. Okay, so you can see what I've done here. I've got these just tight enough so they're straight, but they're loose enough that I can move them side to side because there's going to need to be some adjustment here. Okay, now we're coming back to our shade frame assembly here. I want to get a measurement. The out to out on this is 2 feet and 3/16 it looks. Yep, 2 1/4, give it a little bit of play. So now I need to be able to have 2 feet and 1/4 inch in between these two plates. And that is going to be very difficult. I am 2 1/4 inches shy on the maximum width of that. So my next step is to mount these brackets, which are what the sunshade attaches to. And they're supposed to be attached on the inside of these brackets. You see what I'm showing you here? They're supposed to go on the inside of this. Well, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna have to reverse that and put these on the outside. It'll be that simple and it'll still work. So you're gonna take your 2 round-headed screws here. And like I say, I'm doing this different than what the instructions show because of the width of my ROPS. We're gonna have to take this and instead of putting it on the inside of this, we're gonna switch it, put it on the outside. So this now goes in the bottom hole. I'm gonna leave that just a little loose because there's an adjustment knob that goes in the top. Okay, I'm doing the same thing on what would be the left side if you're facing the rear of the machine. Feed this through, and once again, I'm attaching this to the outside of the bracket, which is opposite of what they show in the instructions. So now in this top hole, we're gonna use these hand tightening knobs, okay? And this is important, and I want to show you this angle because you can see the ROPS tip back a little bit. So they give you 3 separate holes here to choose which you want to use to put your ROPS in. Well, of course, I want my ROPS to be as, horizontal as possible. So I'm going to choose this front hole. I'm going to put this in there, but I can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to remove one of these U-bolts because I'm choosing to put this on the outside. This is opposite of what they show. I'm gonna have to take one of these U-bolts out to put this in. Now I think you can see why I'm doing this. I had to remove that U-bolt so I can put this knob through this hole and tighten it down. Okay, that's tightened in there. Now I understand the courtesy of giving you this knob as a hand tightening knob, but once I have this set to the angle I want to use, I'm going to leave it there. So I'm never going to have to take this out. So that does not bother me that this is going to be blocked by that U-bolt. So let's put the U-bolt back in. And once again, I'm going to leave that a little bit loose because I'm sure when I put this sunshade on, I might want to adjust it back and forth a little bit. Do the exact same thing on the other side. All right, now the final part of our assembly is going to be to mount the sunshade on top of the ROPS. So we're going to take these two hand tightened screws, these are the short ones, and we're going to just get them started in these nuts down here. Guys, for me anyway, this is very difficult to get this mounted on. It may be just because I have to do what I'm doing to make this work with my machine, but I have an idea that I think is going to make this a lot easier. Just a second. Okay, first of all, there was a metal burr inside this tube that was preventing this from sliding in. Just, you know, something that happens in manufacturing. So what I did, I got that in there, I tightened it down, and I took the U-bolt out again over here so I can angle this very nice and freely and move it around because I want to get that up in there. There it goes. And get it all the way in, just like that. So yeah, taking this U-bolt completely out certainly helped in that process. That was a lot easier. Okay, now I've got this seated where it needs to be. Everything is pretty square. I'm going to make sure that it's right in the center the way it's supposed to be. I'm going to put my U-bolt back in. Okay, everything's in line and centered, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten everything down. So there it is. I got a sunshade for the zero turn. It's fantastic. Kemimoto.com. I'll leave a link in the description, of course, if you're interested in one of these. They're meant to be somewhat universal. You'll tell them what type of ROPS you have, whether it's 2x2 or 2x3, and they'll send you the appropriate size. And, you know, the fabric, you saw me stretching on it. It's strong, and it's supposed to be really excellent UV protection, some kind of Oxford fabric or something like that. I don't know. And it'll protect you from the rain a little bit too if you get caught out in the drops while you're getting back to the garage. So I'm thrilled to have this because the dog days of summer are upon us and it's gonna be hot. So, you know, a little bit of sun is okay. But when you're out in it for hours mowing the lawn or working on your tractor, something else that might be important to you is that to take this off, all you do is loosen these knobs and the whole thing comes off. Now, I will say it would have been a lot easier to put this on and off if I'd had a helper, but now that it's on, I think it'll come off and go back on a lot easier now that everything's set where it's supposed to be. Yeah, check them out, Kemimoto.com. I appreciate them sending me this, and hey, we'll see what I'm doing next time when I'm doing more stuff. See you then.